Welcome to this week's Miles Around. On this week's show, we're going to take a look at two sedans. The #1 luxury selling sedan in the United States, the BMW 3 Series, and also the Chrysler 300.
And it all starts right now. Thanks for sticking around. If you have a chance, check out milesaround.com. You can check out all the updates on our Project Toyota Tundra, as well as our new race car.
Now let's find out what's in Miles Around news.
Formula One, tense and exciting, not only on the track but behind the scenes too. Luca Marmarini is responsible at Panasonic Toyota Racing for everything to do with engines. He's got to be engineer and organizer all in one. Today with the Italian, we're taking a look inside F1 technology. At its core, the V8 engine, 3,000 individual parts. Air and fuel are mixed, ignited and transformed here into around 700 horsepower of dynamic energy.
In the engine we use almost every kind of material you find in the car. You see aluminum component through complex casting techniques, but you see also carbon material part, very light carbon part on the upper part of the engine, because it's very important to keep the center of gravity of the engine very low. So we tend to put very light part on the upper part and heavy part on the bottom one. Historically in Formula One, the gearbox is a part of the chassis people, and the reason is why you can see here the suspension wishbones are connected directly to the gearbox. So some way the gearbox is part of the chassis. You can see here there are very sophisticated alloys with the gearbox is done. Normally in Formula One we use special techniques to improve a lot gear shifting, to have a very quick gear shift, and everything is integrated in this unit, so gearbox with the 7-speed gearbox.
A hot machine in the truest sense of the word. The exhaust heats up to 1,000 degrees Celsius, a masterpiece of craftsmanship. It consists of 4 curving pipes and an end section, the collector. The trick is to construct it in such a way that optimum power output's achieved. Key to this are shape, structure, and what happens inside it.
So you see that engine people study in details the flow inside the exhaust, and they apply strange steps in the exhaust. Every step for an exhaust wave creates a reflection. This means we are tuning like an organ instrument, the exhaust, to be sure that the engine torque is right and the highest torque in all the RPM ranges that the engine is going to be used.
The heat has to be controlled, both around the engine and inside it. That's done by the radiator, a component that's designed to be used for the whole season and not later changed.
Radiator has a very important role for the speed of a car, because it's not an engine that is fast. It's not the car itself, it's a package that makes a car very fast. And radiator are the part where we start to design a new car. Radiator has to be small because a smaller radiator makes much easier to design a fast car. So our chassis design typically tend to have a very narrow engine cover, starting from this. But on the other side, the engine is a very delicate part. It has to run in a very narrow temperature window.
Around 3 liters of coolant, generally normal water, help ensure it always remains within this window, backed up at each circuit by an appropriately tailored package of cooling measures, whereby a greater or smaller number of air boxes are open or closed on the chassis. Formula One technology, always pushing to the limit to get precisely that level of performance out of the car.
That's Miles Around news for this week. Still to come, we're going to take a look at the car that saved Chrysler. It's the Chrysler 300. And when Miles Around returns, we'll open with this. It's the 2007 BMW 335 Xi.
Stay on the beanbag, it's comfy. We'll be right back.
The guys that make Miles Around possible: the Russ Auto Group, Baxter Auto Parts, Northside Ford, Ray Reese Dealerships, 4-Wheel Parts Performance Center, Grand Prix Imports, and J. Lee's Auto Group. Thanks, guys.